Hello and good evening. We've just finished watching episode 8 of Survivor 49 titled Hot Grim Reaper, but here on Super Mario Brothers Podcasting, we're just getting warmed up. Whether you're joining us live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catching the audio version wherever you get your podcast, the second merge episode has landed, and the game is officially in its savage era. The tribe split, the tribe, they merged, but now they're split into two, and Tribal Council felt less like a vote and more like a reckoning. Now, here's the guy who watched the merge split back into tribes and still isn't sure if the blindside was strategy or just Survivor being Survivor. I'm your host, Dave Mader. And well, normally we have a whole host panel here, but tonight, we have at least one faithful soul here. He's here for the competitions, the chaos, and the clutch performances. And if it's a challenge, he's already ranking it. And if it's a flop, he's calling it out. It's Josh Foster.
Glad to be here, Dave. Glad to be a loyal soldier in this fight against the daylight savings time hours right now.
We're still recovering. It's been a process over these many weeks, but we're here to cover it all and talk about this episode 8 of Survivor 49. And spoilers if you've not seen the episode, as MC has been voted out here and becomes the second member of the jury. Foster, what's your reaction to this outcome tonight?
Honestly, I'm a little surprised. I felt like the split tribe, as we'll get to talking about, was very messy. I did like a lot of the kind of new twists, if you will, that we'll get into. Further to the half tribe split about Savannah being able to go to the tribe and all that, and there was such a. It actually felt for once where it was like the misdirection was warranted. Dave? Like usually they'll like say, oh, this could happen or this could happen. And then it's like the obvious result, right? And this one literally felt like it could have gone one of three ways with either MC, Rizzo, or Sophie. And I really thought that Rizzo was kind of still the main pick, but we see MC go in my opinion, a little prematurely.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I wasn't super attached to, and I respected MC's game, but I wasn't super attached to her as a character on the show.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
And this was probably maybe her best episode for me tonight. Like, there was that moment where she's talking to Sophie. She's like, girl, what are you talking about? Are you going to vote me out? Like something's up here. You're like, are you trying to mess with me? And I think everyone was detecting that MC's bullshit detector was very good, which makes her a threat. I think if people can, if they understand that you have this ability to suss out their lies, like you're pretty good at detecting them, and people know that, like it does make sense that they would want to get you out. And I'm not sure. There was also this whole chaos here, Foster, at Tribal Council, as we saw people whispering in each other's ears. Did the plan change? Was it going to be Sophie and then it became MC here tonight? And why did it change? It's kind of,
This has been such a common theme now, I feel like the last few seasons, where they really like Jeff really, like, he just kind of sits back, lets it happen, like do this last little minute tribal change based on the conversations that they had to make sure they're on the same page. And yeah, it does add a little bit of extra intensity to it, but again, it just feels very sloppy. I don't know. Like I don't know. It just seems.
I hate it. I'm on the record over the many years we've been doing these Survivor podcasts, Foster, and I've always, Jeff Mader in particular, the mythical Jeff Mader. No one has heard from him in many eons, but once upon a time he would tell you that he was very frustrated with these live tribal councils, as they're known. Jeff Probst now loves it. He's like, the more of this that happens, the better. He's like, it's time to vote, and everyone's like, no, we can't vote. We have to run around and whisper. I'd be like, no, you've had your chance to whisper. You've had your chance to figure this out. Like, the time to go. That's how it's a tribal council. It's just be like, sort of a ceremonial process.
But see, like when it's not actually live, then you know what I mean. Like, imagine they did that on Big Brother, where it actually is live.
Oh,
and Julie's like, excuse me, let's go. Like, well, that's the hallway conversation that they have in Big Brother, right? They're just in the hallway passing, and it's more of like a quick like little.
Those happened. That happened this season, this most recent season on Big Brother, where there was like some hallway chatter, and someone also tried to run back in this season and change their vote, and Julie Chen was like, "No, you can't change your vote after you voted."
Well, and that's the thing, like, because that's actually on a time constraint, like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, there's no reason for Jeff Probst to say, no, you've had your chance, right? Because it's just more, like film they can use, right, for the show, right? As a viewer, you're kind of like, what, like, why does this? Because you also can barely hear, and you can't really understand, like, what the true nature of the conversations is trying to, if they are going to change it, or like, most of the time it's like, people are BSing each other, like saying, oh, we're sticking with the plan, you're safe, this, and this, right? But again, I think the catalyst of it was the fact that, because it was already kind of messy before, but when Savannah showed up, which I thought was I've never seen that before. First of all, like, I've seen them split up the tribes, like they've done that before, or split up the tribes, sorry, to do half and half. But they've never had like, oh, the winner has to carry over and stuff, right? And again, I feel like this was another, because it was new, I felt it was another attempt or an element of them saying, do we like this kind of concept? Because again, we've been talking about this, how over the past few seasons they've introduced a lot of new types of challenges, like the way you get advantages, the aftermath of the consequences of challenges, right?
Right. But hold that thought, Foster, as we are bringing to the stage at this time, late than never here. Well, I was like, should we start? And then there, like, I think this is it's all right. Well,
I was on a roll, Jaemeel.
He was on a roll, but
I was on a roll. And I know, just like always, Jaemeel, you always support and, side with my, decisions and my voice.
As you always do, Jaemeel.
If did you hear any of that, Jaemeel, before you jumped in, or no?
Hold on, we have to introduce the man.
All I saw is this from Dave.
I was doing timeout. I was like, hey, the pop culture aficionado with Funko stacked to the ceiling and hot takes for Tribal. And if the edit's misleading, with the game plays theatrical, he's already dissecting it. It's Jaemeel Robinson. And is Becky with you?
Yes, she is. She's coming just now. Now
the late gang. Well, you know what, Jaemeel? You're not even Jaemeel. We just, what? We took a timeout. Let me just finish what I had to say. Right?
Okay, go ahead.
No, because you've just sit back, Jaemeel. Just take a breather, because you've had a long day, and decompress, get your thoughts together here. But as I was saying, Dave,
what were you saying, Foster?
What they did, the catalyst of bringing Savannah over as the sixth member, as a potential vote, right? Everyone thought it was a vote. Again, was a new element they tried, because as we've seen the past several seasons, they've been adding or changing or doing whatever's different. And I feel like they're taking the best of all these new things to go into 50 and beyond.
Yeah, well, let me ask you: did you like it? Were you pleased with this result? That Savannah wins.
I liked the concept. I didn't like how Savannah was the person that had it.
Why? So, are you not a fan of Savannah? Is that why?
Well, okay, let's backtrack a little bit here, because, and we're gonna get more into this in the episode, but she did talk about why she's a former reporter. Right. So there was the human aspect of it, in terms of like, she had a really kind of emotional truth, if you will, with Steven.
This was the Savannah episode. This episode it's called Hot Grim Reaper. She's the one. I'm the Hot Grim Reaper. As she, like, later on, she has the advantage and she gets to be part of this tribal.
And on the human side of it, like, I've been in a job myself where it's very toxic, and it can be very draining and very hard on yourself, mentally, emotionally, even to the point of physically as well, right? So, like, obviously not the same, but I can understand the weight to an extent it could cause on you, right? Because again, when we joke about this all through the season, when we see former reporter and stuff, right? Well, unemployed and all that, right? Obviously, no context. So again, like you said, like this was Savannah's episode because when you usually have that kind of episode, you have kind of a background story, if you will, right? But what I didn't like about the way it all kind of went down, like kudos to her, she won the challenge. We'll get into all that. She won immunity, to go over, but in no way, shape, or form was she like humble. She was like, I deserve this. I'm like, it was not subtle. It was very interesting because it was like at the beginning of the episode how like frustrated, upset, depressed she was, and then like in the complete 180 flip side, right? So it's a really hard, extremes one to the other to kind of get on board with. I feel like for me personally.
Okay, well that's a great. Thank you for all that, Jaemeel.
No
I
fault.
want to get. I'd love to give.
Oh,
your
Jaemeel, you're
take.
here. Oh, hey, Jaemeel. Oh my goodness. Oh, when did you show up?
Oh,
I introduced him like minutes ago.
No, I know. I'm just
joke, Dave. That was a joke.
Oh, haha.
So how do you feel, Jaemeel, about this whole? First of all, the concept going like just in general, this new added kind of twist.
So, the observer, it's just like uh, an extra vote slash she's the observer from the other tribe that doesn't necessarily have to worry about getting voted out. So typically when they've done something like this where they have the uh one tribe that doesn't have to go to tribal but they'll still watch, um but this time they're like, well, why are we bringing everyone? Why don't we just send the person who's safe and they have the option to participate or not? It's like, okay,
Yeah, I like
like,
how you get to go up and you get to kind of fake out whether you're voting or you're not voting, so that people don't know. I
yeah.
think that was a little bit more interesting. So I thought that this was an okay twist. Jaemeel, did you like it or dislike it?
I have to echo Foster's thoughts that the twist is fine. It's just unfortunate that it had to happen to such a person to get such an advantage who totally ignored what Sage was saying about staying humble, because she absolutely did not. After crying about how she feels left out, despite previously leaving people out and practically being presented as a quote unquote mean girl.
Yes.
She talks about how, oh, time out. Go ahead, Dave.
Well, I just want anytime someone comes, you want to acknowledge, hey, it's whether it's Lego builds or layered alliances, she's all about the structure. She's watching the game one blind side at a time, and if the vote's messy, but the logic's clean, she's already mapping the next move. It's Becky Robinson.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey guys.
As I was saying, love you, Dave.
How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel, Jaemeel?
That Savannah was talking about how ill-treated she was and how left out she was, and you're supposed to have sympathy for her, and then she turns around and she is practically beaming from holding power over other people, as they've wronged her somehow in this game, right? To
She
which
felt like a loser. She was not feeling. She has low self-esteem.
No, well, she does. I do agree. She does have low self-esteem, and you can see how she pictures, raising herself up so she doesn't, is by stepping on others or holding power over others. That's what she demonstrated, or the character Savannah demonstrated in this episode. So that one, she practically told on herself, really, in this episode.
Yeah, Becky, what's your take on Savannah? Like, do you find like she's a misunderstood character on the show, or do you think she's actually got this inherent badness to her, or is it just like arrogance and sort of cockiness, or however you want to characterize it?
I thought it was like she's just so inexperienced, but it's almost like an emotional immaturity level. Like she's just Like, because the minute things play into her favor, she kind of throws it in everyone's face too, and she's like, "Oh, look at me," kind of thing. Like I am.
It couldn't
You
happen
know,
to a better
like-
person.
But like the minute something bad happens to her, she's like, "Oh, poor me, this sucks. I want to go home." Like, you know,
People did not include me in their conversations.
And she's like, I'm on the bottom now, or she was not
like
going
for
well.
me, like very
Woe
emotionally.
is me. Yeah,
Like, it's the drama. I'm not here for the drama. And-
her trauma, like though as well.
Her trauma. I mean, I think, and like, she situates herself to be like, I don't know, like even with MC when they were trying to find the idol, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just here to see what you're up to," and then she dives for it in the last episode, was it?
2 episodes.
2 episodes ago. Like
Yeah.
she's just a really interesting character because she's very much like
Cutthroat.
not. I wouldn't even like. She tries, but she's like. She
Yeah.
can't be like, and she's stepping on a lot of toes.
Mhm.
I think in the process, I don't think it's very like
Does
she's not a good evil villain. Like she's just
Does she have like sort of a villain face? Like, would you say, or do her like? Is it something with the eyebrows? How they sort of like they seem like if you were a cartoon villain, that's what the kind of eyebrows you might give, and like with the eyes and
I could see it. Yeah.
yeah.
Like if it's a heroes versus villains, she's on the villains.
She's definitely a villain. She looks like a villain,
tries. Yeah,
right? Or she tries to play that part,
she tries to be a villain.
and but then you see this vulnerability to her in the episode, and like so she's a person like anybody else, and she's got this whole other side of her.
Are you trying to be nice because Savannah might be in the chats?
Well, she's also a member of Team Dave. Don't forget, and I took her. I almost took her over Steven, but then I took Steven over her.
Are you sure you're saying that because she might be in the chats?
She might be checking us out, right? What are people saying about me? Like she can see like she's on the thumbnail of this live stream. If I were her, I would click on this.
The comments, Dave. Check the comments.
Oh, we actually have the Hot Grim Reaper is here. Do you think it's actually her?
No, I don't think so.
It could be.
It might. Hey guys,
I wouldn't be surprised. I think she.
If it is Savannah,
you know what I would track.
If it is Savannah, I don't take back a single thing I said.
How long were you going on about her?
I don't think I said anything mean.
Well, you just said you thought she was not humble enough, and like that's not necessarily what
she had mean girl energy. Absolutely, I don't take back anything I said.
And that's discussed in this episode. The whole scene was Soph and
a little behind. Was it behind the scenes kind of situation?
You're on TV. You should be able to take the heat.
Not even that, but a little behind the scenes things that I think if this is your first time watching this podcast or any podcast which kind of talks about reality TV, understand that when people are referring or making commentary about individuals that they see on the television, they're not necessarily talking about that person per se. They're talking about the person that is being presented on that show. Everyone who is a part of this network, part of this channel, understands that there's a separation between the actual real person and the person that's presented, because the show is edited and therefore not everything is shown.
Yeah, they're a character on the show.
So the character Savannah that we are presented on this show is what we're referring to. Savannah in herself could be
more like Shannon.
Could be a wonderful person, right?
I like how it's like he's going, and then you just kind of pop in and go, it could be like this, and then you kind of pop out again.
But we got a Shannon reference. We got a Shannon reference today, though.
All right, Janet reference.
Right, we got a Janet reference. Did everyone catch the Janet reference?
No.
Yes.
When Foster, do you know when it was?
Oh, the specific. She mentioned Shannon, but I don't know the specific reference she was referring to.
I was referring to when Blue Soph, started to pray, and I'm like, Shannon.
She's
doing the
scared.
Hail Marys there. She was,
Yes.
Catholic style.
Yeah.
Also, I also want to say too is that what are the and this is just a joking because this is podcast if people don't know is in Canada here, right? Is how many Americans will want to come up the border to come say hi to us.
You'd be surprised.
Never know.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised.
A lot of people love
some
the Super Mater brothers.
people come far and wide
Yeah.
up to visit. It's true. Well, what else is there to say about this episode? I think we should get into it.
Dave, I got a lot more to say about this episode.
Well, do you want us to go back to the beginning and just the dynamics that led through the episode and everything?
Was Juwan always so awkward and weird though? Like he just seemed more so this time.
Yeah, we can start with Jawan. Jawan was quite. He's as much as I said this is Savannah's episode, I think Jawan is also featured heavily, and I guess the former Uli tribe and their members. Jawan, Rizzo was also very heavily featured. Sage, of course, and I guess and Nate having been voted out at the previous tribal and becoming the first member of the
Nate
jury.
looked like Oppenheimer.
Yeah, what's going on with Nate? Like, what this look he came in with was very unexpected tonight.
Took his hat and everything.
Yeah, Oppen. Was it? What do you call it? Oppenator.
Yeah,
Oppenator.
Oppenator. I like it.
I was like,
what?
It's like, what the? It seemed like he was walking out and he's like, try this. And he got this hat on. The hat looked awkward. It just looked so awkward.
So awkward.
Yeah.
Well, what can you do? Yeah. Okay. Well, there's also some other things that happened in the top of the episode. There was the whole, the fact that MC had played her idol in the previous episode at the tribal, which, considering she got voted on in this episode, that wasn't a great thing. But they knew that this was going back into the game, and that there's like this frenzy here in the episode with is it Steven and Christina
and
Sage?
No, it's not Adam. It's the other from Blue. The last with Soph and who's the other gentleman?
Oh, and Nate? No, not Nate.
No, Alex.
I always forget Alex's name. I can never remember. It's Alex.
Alex lost a lot of weight this time.
Yeah.
Jaw.
He's one of these people I just remember his face. I just can never remember his name.
Oh.
Yeah.
So so Alex, and then Christina finds the idol here, Jaemeel. And Jaemeel, you were counting Christina out in the previous podcast.
I'm counting Christina out as in she cannot win this game.
That's got an idol. She's got some tools in her toolbox.
She's gonna go to the end.
Look, you know why an idol is useless for Christina?
She's going to the end.
Because no one's gonna vote her out. No one wants to waste a vote to vote her out.
Well, I'm starting to wonder if an idol is more valuable when you don't play it, because there's always this thing that they try to vote out Rizzo in this episode, but I think they ultimately decided not to. Well, they talked about it a hell of a lot, right? It was definitely on the list of possible vote outs. It was heavily teased, and it seems like maybe it's going to happen. And like they even with the edit tonight, I was like, I think they're going to vote out Rizzo here. I think that they're misleading us. This whole it's MC or it's
Sophie.
or it's Sophie, yellow Sophie. And but then it's actually Rizzo, right? Or and he never sees it coming. That would have been more of a typical Survivor edit, but no, Rizzo. That seems to get attributed mostly to the fact that Savannah shows up here with this advantage, and that she has the potential to vote with Rizzo, and therefore, if Rizzo does play the idol and it falls on this, nobody wants to go out on a technical vote. There's no guts. I think that this is like the big issue I have with Survivor, and this has been going on for many years. But yes, okay, if someone plays an idol and there's you went out with just one vote against you, is that any less noble than okay, I got voted out majority, people voted me out fair and square, and they thought I was the threat here with MC? Is it is the way MC goes out here better than if you?
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. Everything is terrible. This is wrong. MC should not have gone out.
I said it too. I think it was premature.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like Savannah coming in disrupted the vote, right? Regardless of her voting or not. And it if they had played their cards right, because the way it looked like they could have honestly voted Rizzo out with him having the idol in his pocket, right? And there was just the whole, and there was the drama with the vote on Jawan, and then him getting paranoid, and then Sophie. But like all of a sudden, Sophie is like a really hard game player, which I think is interesting. Like she's all of a sudden come out of the woodwork, and it almost is like too much in my opinion compared to everyone else, which is unfortunate, because she's seen as, again, this is where it really is astounding, where in this new age of Survivor, like you can't basically stand out. You basically kind of have to like be hidden for like the majority of the show and kind of like play behind the scenes until it's time. You know what I mean? Like it's a very interesting. It's not like there's like like even last season there was like the group of Ava and Joe, right? And they made it to final two, or final three, but they didn't win, right? Because like it's not always the people like that are leading. It's like the people who are kind of always at the behind the scenes.
Sometimes it's these people that fly under the radar. That was happening in Survivor seasons going back a long time ago. It's
but
not
but it's the fact that I guess the point is that those people flying under the radar are flying under the radar like the whole game. Like they're not doing anything at all, right? They're very like
it's not being presented to us.
Well, that's the thing, right? But again, like if it was being presented that way, or if there is something that we need to know about that, if it was in season or episode 2, 3, or 4, or 5, whatever, that does affect episodes 8, 9, and 10, then why wouldn't they show that?
They've done it before, where like what's it called again? Sometimes they don't show what someone does outside of maybe just breaking the hourglass of destiny and reversing time, and that's the only thing that of that person. Hence why I often just indicate that piece of information, and then she ends up winning the game, and everyone's like confuzzled as to where it came from.
Exactly.
I smashed the hourglass and I changed the course of history.
Right.
Well,
there is no Foster. There is legit no other voice line from her from that season. It's like
the Canadian citizen.
Okay, I stand corrected.
Oh yeah.
And it's almost like giving like a baby a machine gun.
But again, this is like but again, like as a viewer, you first of all want to see long-term storytelling where something that happened early on does make an effect later on, right?
But the storytelling that they're when they have a character like that, their storytelling isn't how she won. The storytelling is how another person lost.
And I guess that's part of the issue, because as a viewer, like you're looking for like the winner, like you're looking, like you don't want to remember a season because of the losers, right? Like a lot of like, even like in last season, a perfect example, you like to a degree, like I remember a lot more of Joe and Ava than I do of Kyle and Camille, right? And 3 of those 4 are on next season as well, right? So it's kind of, again, like it's the way that, again, like it's about the presentation, because again, as a viewer, you should be trying to focus on not the people that aren't going to be there. Like, yeah, you can have your episode and stuff before you're off the show, but again, though, like if there's things behind the scenes, like you said, that did come into play more critical towards the end, then that should be seen as a viewer rather than finding out online as to why that was the case.
Well, just as a reminder, like last season, yeah, Kyle did win, but Ava and Joe were right next to him, right? They were the two.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that like, it was again, it was so, again, and that's the misleading, I guess, from that season specifically, right? Where you think that either one of them is going to win. And yes, Kyle should have won between those 3. Like it's how it should have gone. But again, though, it's the I guess the emphasis again, or the prioritizing. Like I guess I'm getting a little off track, because again, if Jaemeel, like I'm going off your point of saying like if they're not showing or portraying something, but it was like behind the scenes or whatever, we should, as viewers, should see it. Is what I'm saying.
We should, but they don't often. They present a narrative hoping to provide the best story possible. Not all of the time is it successful, and they've been, especially in the 40s in this new era, there's been a lot of criticisms, right? Like Xander, for example, getting 0 votes in I think 41, and a lot of people confused as to why, and Erica winning. And not really understanding why, because that information not being presented. So,
And
but
what
at the
happened in
same
that?
time,
And I didn't see. So I didn't see that season. So what happened in that case?
Erica was had a lot of good relationships behind the scenes and built up a lot of connections. Whereas Xander, even though he was a main character per se and had a lot of front-facing moves, it wasn't necessarily well respected, nor was he. So when it came to the jury, they did not reward him. And if at every single time that they presented a season of Survivor, they always presented the main characters front and center, then we would pretty much just focus on them and ignore everything else, right? At the same time. So it's a balancing act that they have to have when they're editing the season. And not all the time will it work out. Well, it depends on what they have. Who knows? This might be the best that Sophie gets, right? And then she's gone in 2 episodes, and that is her story. Maybe this is the best that Savannah gets, and then she's gone next episode, right?
No, and I get that. Like they usually do, for the most part, they have an episode for that character or that contestant at some point, right? Whether they're gone the next or later on, right? Every character, as the season goes on, like the majority of them will have an episode where there is more of a focus on, their backstory and their triumphs and what have you, right? Again, I guess once again, going back to the point of like, if it affects the final result, then we as viewers should be knowing and seeing it.
Did we feel that Shannon had a heavy impact? Like, technically, all of these characters that we're seeing right now are gonna hold importance to the very end, because all of them are going to be in jury. They're either going to be on the jury or they're going to be, in the final thing. So we need to know who is voting, right? I don't necessarily care about Shannon or Janet, and I'm not crying tears that we didn't get this extended backstory of 3 episodes where we saw her trials and tribulations.
No, but again though, but that's not relative to how the ending's going to happen
in the game, mind you, right?
Yeah.
Just a brief side note. Beck and Jameel's team is out of the game.
Yes.
Both on Funny Business.
Well, welcome to the party, Jaemeel. Welcome to the party.
Yeah, Team Foster is also dead.
Yes.
But as we've already covered, Team Dave live and well and looking strong here in the
looking
in-game.
strong. Both
Rigged.
Steven and Savannah.
Collusion. There's collusion up front.
That's it. Yeah, both of both Matt and MC eliminated due to split tribes. The first episode of a split tribe. That's how we got eliminated this season. Both 2 strong players that should have been well into the end game.
They would have done better last season if they were both on it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yes.
But this season, do you think Savannah can win, Jaemeel?
No.
Why?
No one wants to vote for her.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Nobody. Rizzo
She's
would.
not gonna win. Is Rizzo going to do that?
So Rizzo and Sophie with an blue Sophie or Yoshi. Yoshi would.
Yoshi. Who is Savannah sitting beside that she's going to get these votes?
She's sitting next to Jawan.
Oh, yeah,
I think
Jawan.
I think people will still vote for Jawan.
No way. People are voting Savannah over
I'm
Jawan.
saying
No one likes Jawan.
No, people like Jawan more than Savannah.
No, I don't think she would win. I'm saying the votes she would get would only be from Rizzo, Yoshi, and maybe even Nate.
I don't
final
think
Okay, how about this? Jawan, Savannah, and Rizzo, final 3.
Rizzo's winning.
Rizzo's winning.
Yeah, Rizzo's
I'd say it's split between Jawan and Rizzo. I prefer Jawan over Rizzo.
winning. You know what the
Becky, do you
Riz got to win?
a prediction?
If it was Rizzo, Juwan, and Savannah.
Oh. No, Savannah.
Wow, we got a Savannah.
I don't like Rizzo.
Girl power.
I don't like Jawan.
We were joking. Jawan reminds us like
He's
a
awkward.
Keelan Peele sketch character. He's like, well, guys, today I saw that MC came to me and we were talking. And in the talking, I don't know if I could trust her. So I went to Sophie and we talked about it, right? And
it's even worse than that. He's so expressive with his like fingers and everything, and like
all he needs is a Macho Man accent because it'd be like tick 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 tick,
the cream to the crop, yeah, and all that. Yeah, let's have a look here of Jawan.
I like scary movies. Do you like scary movies? Sure. Yeah.
I like scary movies. You like scary movies?
You know, it's just like he's got a whole vibe to him, Jawan. And yeah, like I don't know, he's a character. I'll give him that. He's a character on the show.
So out of those 5 people from the second tribe that went to tribal, who is the least trustworthy? Was it MC who didn't tell Sage and Jawan about using her idol? Was it MC because she betrayed Sophie's trust and told Jawan to build trust? Was it Jawan telling Sage of what MC told him in confidence about how they should kind of trust MC? Or was it Sage telling Sophie what Jawan told him in confidence?
I honestly, I think it's Rizzo because he.
He's like really, none of the above. It's Rizzo.
I think he's the least trustworthy because at the end, first of all, he had the idol, so everyone was scrambling, right? He was the easy vote, and he was going to say anything. He said it. I'll say anything to stay alive, right?
And he had Savannah show up, and that gave him like a potential vote, which changed the dynamics. I think in people's calculus here.
But how would it change the dynamics though?
Because he could have one extra vote, right? And so you have
it doesn't.
He plays the idol.
Change the situation.
It could.
To me, it doesn't. There is they as a group decided that there's 2 possibilities, right? And that is 3 possibilities.
3 possibilities.
So Rizzo goes home, right? Or Sophie goes home, right?
Or MC, right?
But that only came later on. But it was only 2 originally, right?
Yeah,
right.
It was kind of tossed around here a bit, and so
Jawan Jawan goes home. It was either
because remember how Sophie wanted to put the vote on Jawan just in case, right? And so if Rizzo somehow puts a vote. 2 votes on to Sophie, or if Savannah adds a vote to Sophie, then it's not going to matter if she votes for Jawan. So therefore, she changed things around, perhaps. Like are we underestimating Yellow Sophie?
No, but at the same time, regardless, they're in a situation where they failed. Success for them is getting out Rizzo. Right? They didn't necessarily talk about what the plan B is. Sophie introduced plan B. Okay? So the group itself had like a win condition, get rid of Rizzo. Make him feel safe, get rid of him. Right? Or we lose. Right? And they weren't necessarily talking at that stage about who the loss was going to be because Sophie brought up herself as the lamb to the slaughter. Right?
Well, why do you think we get this outcome then? Right?
Because everyone didn't trust each other.
Not enough trust. Trust is coming up short.
Regardless of if Savannah was included in this vote and Rizzo had 2 votes, if Rizzo played his idol, right, it didn't matter if it was 1 vote or 2 votes. Right? He was not going to go home, and one of the group he didn't necessarily care was going to go. Right? He was just looking to survive. So if you have 4 other people, right? And let's say they put 2 votes on Rizzo and 2 votes on Jawan, for example, or 2 votes on Sophie, right? And the idol was played, right? Sophie's going home, Juwan's going home, whatever. They lost, right? If let's
Right.
say they put 2 votes on Sophie, 2 votes on Rizzo, right? And then Rizzo put a vote on MC, right? And Savannah put a vote on MC. And
Yes.
Rizzo did not play his idol. What was going to happen?
Well, you got a tie in that situation, don't you?
And then you revote.
I mean, people don't want to do that. I think that's why that we get this
I know,
result.
but like, isn't that a better outcome than?
Sure, but
I'm just saying they put themselves in a position where there was only like a win situation or a loss situation. That's it.
I agree. I just think we have to be realistic about why these decisions were made the way they were. That's all. You know, like I agree
Because they didn't trust each other. I think it's less about what Rizzo did, is what they did to each other.
yes, and their lack of guts, I guess, to take a risk and to try to like force a situation to get, because they're not a lot of them are just playing till tomorrow, right? Now, I keep getting told by Jeff Probst in interviews that like, well, once I told everyone on that cast that like 2 of them got to go to 50, that was when the game kicked into high gear. This is when we started seeing some big moves, and I feel like that moment hasn't even come.
No, it's the only person we've seen to kind of play that is Rizzo.
But yeah, I think that's just how Rizzo's always going to play.
I think so too, right? It's kind of presenting, it's shining a light on a gameplay style that he's used to, that he's always going to play with, right? But how does that help? Like, how does that help a Christina? Is Christina going to play differently than how she's currently playing?
Who's Christina? Oh, Christina.
Yes, exactly.
I always have to go. Because I think
I was going to say something else.
If you know, it's also because she spells it with a K, and when you say Christina, I always think like, who's the Christina? CHR, and then I'm like, oh no, that Christina with a K. And
yes.
So,
all I'm saying is that if Christina's playing a specific type of game, right? If she started playing like boldly, I don't think that's going to work out well for her. She is not built for that.
So she's going to 50. I might put Christina down on my predictions this week.
Lord, you do that. Go ahead.
Honestly,
and you do that. You do that. Please do that.
Christina's going down.
Oscar,
you know what? Double down, Dave, and lock it in.
Lock it in. Lock it in. Let's see.
I'll throw a 1 to Christina this week, but I'm going to say Rizzo and Christina are my locks for this week. Becky, have you changed your mind about who you think will be on the next season?
We can't say MC anymore.
Yeah, I know I can't say MC.
Oh, it could still be MC.
You said Alex and Sage last week.
Yeah.
Is that changed?
I think they're gonna bring back Savannah. And
Guy. Where's God?
Yeah.
Did I say MC or Sophie last week?
And I'm going with Rizzo and
Rizzo and Savannah. All right, fair enough. And Jaemeel, would you say the same?
No.
Why?
No to Savannah, no.
You think it's Alex and Soph?
No, I think it's Sage. Sage. And
Sage didn't have a lot of time though. This
she doesn't need. She's a wolf baby, right?
You said Sage and MC. So do you think MC is still a good option?
You know what? I'm gonna put MC still. Sage and MC.
She's like, you know what? You know who we need on Survivor 50? The second juror from season 49.
Yeah,
like that's
maybe she stands up and she starts flexing on people. You know,
maybe she would be not I liked her as a game player, like you know, and I'm a little disappointed to lose her, but on the other hand, she wasn't like a very dynamic TV character, so I don't know. It depends what you like to watch, I guess, on a given season.
Savannah's just so much drama and so much chaos.
Yeah, like Savannah's more of like, okay, what's going on the show right now, and this dynamic between her and Sage, I think, has more to play out here, whereas MC was more of a quiet ally. I think my other draft pick Steven is really going to miss MC here, you know, and what he's going to be doing moving forward and who he's going to be allying with moving forward is going to be a question. You know, does he have a path forward? You know, and we never talk about him. but why can't he win?
He's good. He's in
Yeah.
mission control. You know,
And he may be less of a threat and a target right now with MC gone. Like because they'll
his flight path is clear. You know, the FAA might be in suspension, but mission control is you know, all engines are go. The skies are clear for them to take off and head to their destination. You know, their seats are in the upright position, and they're, you know, getting their complimentary cookie. You know,
Thank you, Major Tom. That was
Yes.
that was great. Foster, you know, like in terms of competitions, I know you like. Could you see MC going to the challenge?
No.
No.
No, I don't, to be honest. I feel like, yeah, the challenge definitely has a sort of like, obviously there's a kind of a standard as it relates to the challenges. But the thing with MC is that I didn't feel that there was a lot of like
Well,
I don't know. I didn't feel like she was great like a character on TV. I don't know, like she'd be very in the background of the season. And I don't like, again, like, it's not that she couldn't do the challenges. It's that I didn't see enough where I could say like she could be like a staple, because what they actually did this season, and I'm still watching it, is that they did like they in the back in the day they used to call it fresh meat, where half the cast was rookies and the other half was vets, and they would pair a rookie with a vet, right? And that was a long time ago. They did a couple seasons of that, and they actually brought it back this year. They didn't call it fresh meat, but the concept is still the same. You know, a female with like a male, like you know, opposite sex pairings, and they're all very like the rookies are actually very physical, but are very competitive. But the thing is that I've noticed with these rookies is that they're also great TV characters. Like D is one of them from Survivor,
and she's
right?
gonna be on. She's going on season 50.
Like, she's one of the rookies in the challenge this season. Michaela, she's a vet, I guess, because I guess she was on another type of Survivor or challenge. Because there's a couple spin-off challenge shows now. But again, there's that. Regardless of it still being the focus is challenges, it's still a reality show where, you know, like, you have, like, with the challenge, you have like you have to be on a different show kind of thing, right? So you have to still sort of have that, especially when they do really like the drama and stuff, when it comes to the challenge show, because there's all the, you know, the past history with a lot of the characters. Again, it's not that I don't think MC could not do it. It's that I don't think that she would, you know, make it very far, be prominent. If she did, it would be more of like quiet, you know, kind of silent assassin, if you will, right? But not like, you know, I don't know. She didn't really do a lot of like political stuff.
He's dead to us. Foster's dead to us.
Oh no, Jameel's not happy.
Do you have a take on or a response to his comments, Jaemeel?
Lies. All
Lies.
Lies.
Jaemeel, you're just upset. Like, I felt this same way 2 weeks ago when my team was eliminated from the contention as well, Jaemeel. It's okay. You have fresh feelings right now. You're hurt. You're distraught. I've been there, my man. It's okay, right? But, you know, but there's still hope. MC could still be on the next season, Jaemeel, and you could pick her again, and you'd still lose. But it's okay.
Are you willing to put
okay.
MC as your pick, Foster?
Was my pick last week, MC?
You picked Sage.
Oh, then I'm gonna stay with Sage.
You don't want MC instead?
Is Sage your lock?
No.
Is Sage your lock now?
Are you gonna push me to make it a lock?
He's pushing. He's already done it.
Jaemeel and me are apparently button heads now. We started the episode off real strong. We started off like this, and now we're kind of like this. You know. So.
Are you locking Sage in?
You know what, Jaemeel? Just for you, I'm gonna lock it in.
It's locked. It's locked in.
I'm not locking anyone for me.
Jake
choose
and
week 3.
Sage for the rest of the season.
We only have so many weeks left here.
I'm going to do that for Jaemeel so that, when we get off the podcast, we can air hug it out, and, we let bygones be bygones. Because I know I touched a nerve with Jaemeel, I can tell. And Becky's, bracing herself for the verbal shitstorm that's going to happen after the podcast.
Well, I have no problem with her. We're good.
No. I'm saying she's going to have to listen to shit talk about me after the podcast.
Oh, no.
Watch out for that.
Is that for your blog?
What blog?
What was blog?
That's the joke. That's the joke. It's for your email. It's for your
email. A strongly worded email to Dave.
You can handwrite a letter to me. I think they'd be more powerful, Jaemeel.
Ooh.
Well, okay, let's get into this episode some more, guys. How about the challenge tonight? Not the show, the challenge, just the actual immunity challenge. Split them up into the 2 teams, and then with random rocks, and then you have to, it's the one where you have to stay on the little footholds, and it ends up being like the final 4 were all women, I believe, and
which makes sense.
Smaller feet.
Yeah, the weight and stuff too.
Yeah.
But it's a standard challenge. It's a staple challenge for the Survivor, right? I do like
challenge to win.
What?
This was Savannah's challenge to win.
Yeah, I think so. I was surprised. I think it was the fact that her and Yoshi were on the same team. That was those 2 were the because they were the smallest competitors. Mm-hmm. Those were the 2 to win it. I think
and they were kind of at odds, even though I guess Sage versus Savannah would have also been a pretty interesting, dynamic there. But Sage was less on the outs.
Yeah, I was surprised with how far Sophie made it. To be honest, I thought she really gritted through at the end. But again, I think that was really detrimental to her because she's now done 2 challenges in a row where she went all out.
Yeah. Sophie, Yellow Sophie is she's also known. She fought hard here, but it looked like Savannah was pretty comfortable. She was teasing breaking records. Did it make good TV for you, Becky? Do you like watching this challenge where they have to stay on the footholds and see who can last the longest?
Nothing burger.
It's a bit of a nothing burger.
I mean, I like the other ones where they're like they have to climb through stuff and I'd rather watch them solve a puzzle.
So, Dave, did you get the answer to what's the longest version of that challenge? Because I'm pretty sure Jeff didn't answer that question.
No, he didn't answer the question. I didn't get an answer either.
You know why? Because they were never going to get close to it because they've changed the puzzles or these type of endurance challenges so it doesn't last as long. So when Savannah's talking about what's the record for this, was it Hibiki? What's his name? Dave Hibiki, whatever his name is.
Christian Hibiki.
Christian Hibiki. They went 49 minutes, and he was talking about theoretical science and just blabbing on and on forever.
The longest endurance challenge, not specifically this one with the footholds, but the longest one ever was Survivor Palau. That was 12 hours.
12 hours, yeah.
With
Tom, right?
Tom, yes.
Yeah.
It was a final 3 or final 2 challenge.
Was that was it the raft one? No, what was the challenge?
They were in the water though, yes.
Called Bob Buoy.
Oh, that was the first Survivor, wasn't it?
No, that was on season
Palau.
4.
So I don't know what season Palau was.
It's after. It's not Australia, nor is it Africa. But yeah, it was Tom Westman who.
Palau was in 2004. It was season 10.
Season 10. So, he won that season. So if he did not win that, he would not have won.
Well, again, and speaking of what Dave said, and the thing is, they don't. Some of the staple challenges, they don't change. They just make them harder.
Yeah.
Right. And, so making the foothold smaller, making the beam just balance on harder, the slope of it, the way that your hands are positioned when you're, again, usually the typical standard for a Survivor single immunity challenge is endurance. that is like 90% of the time, that's the type of challenge they're going to do.
Mhm.
Didn't like Survivor Marquesas have a really long, like endurance challenge too? But yeah, they never push them as long as they used to now. They don't want to be out there all day. Like Probst is like, I'm working out 3 times a day. I don't have time for this crap. I have to go home, eat 3 grilled cheeses or whatever's got to happen here, and then get on my way.
Grilled cheese for dessert.
Dessert? Hell yeah, dessert.
The Applebee's brownie.
Yeah, I love brownies. Oh my god.
Anyway, so yeah, a little bit boring of a challenge. I don't know. I'm over like the splitting into 2 groups and these smaller tribal councils. I don't know if like it's like the result I'd like to see. I guess it makes it interesting, but on the other hand, I don't know if it had just been one big vote here tonight, would that have been not as entertaining or not as interesting?
Savannah would have gone home, or Rizzo.
Well, Savannah would have won the. Let's say this was just they're all competing in this immunity, and so whoever's last, it would have been still Savannah, and it's so. But they all would have voted here instead of having to like randomly split up the alliances, which is kind of what this twist does. So it depends if you like that twist or not. If you're an MC fan, you shouldn't like it.
Shouldn't like it at all.
It didn't really work out for her. Let's hear from MC and with her going out here tonight.
This experience has been absolutely everything. Although I wish I had more of a chance to try those individual challenges just to see how I would do. I know people saw me as a physical threat, and that made them want to vote me out. I found out that I'm stronger than what I thought I was. I just proved to myself that I'm able to do hard things.
Was she doubting that she could do hard things before?
Well,
she had that moment, that monologue where she was like, I'm not comfortable with being like who I am. During her fitness challenge thing, she was talking about it a couple episodes ago.
So getting the challenge is called trying to go backtrack for a second before we talk about MC. The challenge is called Chimney Sweep, right? It has occurred 8 times on Survivor. The first time in Fiji, Toka Chains, Heroes versus Villains, Redemption Island, Edge of Extinction, 44, 47, and 49. Let's see, I'm trying to get the longest version of it. So the first time I did it was in Fiji, and after more than 1 hour, Yao Man won it over Boo.
And how long did this one last tonight? Like, did it go an hour?
No, it did not.
No, it was like 30 minutes, maybe, or 30. Yeah, it was at most 30 minutes. I think because he said like I think like towards the end it was like he said like 23 minutes, something like that, or 24 minutes.
Do you think that the contestants are softer now, Jaemeel, than they were back in the old days?
No, they make it harder.
But they are softer.
In the older before the 40s, you would see this usually go for 50 minutes.
Wow.
Right? It would typically go for 50 minutes as well.
They're below it, but not crazy amount.
Yeah. Interesting fact that there it is. In Heroes versus Villains, the Villains tribe won a feast at an Outback Steakhouse after winning this challenge.
Oh God.
Outback Steakhouse. Right? Right.
Wood fire grilled. Outback steak. Plus the brand new Outback Steakhouse Margarita, the grilled pineapple Rita. It's good. It's big. It's Applebee's.
They went from Applebee's to like sandwiches.
Make your own sandwiches.
Like
grilled cheese.
It's like, are they cutting back on the budget?
Bad. I'd be like, what? Like, it's just.
Did they swing by the? It's like, hey, swing by the grocery store. We need
get some charcuterie.
Yes, basically.
Yeah. I feel like they've really gone down. He's like, guess what we got for you?
Juices and soda.
Soda.
But they didn't get that. They had like iced tea today. Like it was
barf water.
It was iced tea and like some cold cut sandwiches and pudding cups.
The
cookies.
Yeah, the cookies.
Straight from the pack.
I forgot about the cookies. Yeah, there was
Once
also,
again, the cookies aren't anything unless you have milk.
right.
Cake, cookies, and candy.
And Dave knows. Dave could tell you for a fact that I don't eat cookies without milk.
This is
Even
true.
even if we're in a bar in New Jersey, I will ask for milk.
Cookies with some milk.
We were in a bar in New Jersey once.
Yes, and I ask for milk.
Yeah, that's right. But I digress.
MC.
MC, I think we've said all we can about her.
Yes.
I liked her, but it'd be interesting to see how her and Nate shape the jury moving forward. What kind of influence that they're going to have as like the four people, of the jury, who they'll be championing. Not Jawan, I suppose.
I don't think either of them are going to be bitter. So I think both of them can kind of take themselves out of the game per se, as they're out of the game, right?
Mhm.
And I think right now it seems like they're going to be looking at a more dynamic game. I feel like if, for example, Savannah was like the mayor of Ponderosa, she would have some axes to grind, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like this will be a different vibe because of who is starting off the jury. I think.
Yeah.
I miss the old Ponderosa clips. We've talked about that before, but I can imagine what the vibe will be with Nate and MC moving forward. And if it had been Savannah, for instance, it would have been a different vibe. But I'm a little more out of touch with my sense of what that could be based on them not having done those types of segments for many years now.
Dave, are you disappointed that they have not done any Savannah reporting type of skits?
They've done a couple, but very like it's been.
I mean, like they go like the full 9. They like put like the lower third, underneath.
I think that they're saving it. You don't want to use it up too soon. You're
like,
gonna need if she gets the finale, you need to put that on the docket there. I think they probably. Maybe they get her to do a segment every interview. Like, just give us one of those newscaster segments, and they're saving them. Right? They can't use them all up at once. It's just like this is the episode we're going to show it.
Was she an on-screen reporter, or was she an in the field? Like, was she a studio reporter?
I think she was a studio reporter.
Yeah.
I think
she's turn. She's like.
I think she's one of the more interesting like human characters on this season for me, like in terms of like what she's been through, what her experience is, because she doesn't act like most people, and so I think that's what's kind of interesting to watch her on
the
TV.
Jeff special.
Yeah, like she's just got that different dynamic, and she's here to play a part, as we mentioned. So she's kind of like, in some ways, she'll be whoever you want her to be, but she's also got this other dynamic to her, right? And so she, compared to like an MC who's more of a real person, more somebody you can empathize with, and you can kind of see yourself more in, And so she and MC's like, I was just happy to be here. Like, hey, like I was here. I was like just much like Jason as an alternate, 2 alternates who came to this game the day before. Like, I think that they were like, whatever, everything's gravy, and so. I was not expecting to be here. Whereas I guess the players who knew they were going to be cast for a while, as we saw with the 2 people who got kicked out, maybe they get a little comfortable with the idea that this is like sort of they've earned this now. It's almost like when you have a job and like, I have the job now, right? And now I'm going to like succeed. I'm going to get promoted all the way to that $1 million. But on the other hand, they all kind of know that y'all can't win the $1 million. So there's that other dynamic. If I can't win the $1 million, I can be on Survivor again. I can watch another episode. I can I can be on another episode. I can be a character. And so Savannah, I think, is the epitome of that. Did I pick Savannah this week? I better have. Because if I didn't, I gotta change it. No, I didn't. You know what? I'm putting Savannah and Christina instead.
Savannah and Christina.
Yeah.
Okay. I just like how everyone is throwing out the man woman.
I'm throwing it out just because
last week my rebellion against it. I love it.
I'm at the end. Whoever this ends up being, I'm going to tally up who got the right answer the most often. So I have picked Savannah before, and so this will just add.
Like you're in a good lead. Okay. Fair enough.
I don't need another Rizzo pick, probably. If in case it is Rizzo, I picked Rizzo for many weeks, so I've saved up my Rizzos. I've saved up my I can save up a Savannah here while adding a Christina to the tally.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I generally don't know who's going to win this season. I think it's interesting that way, right? We got Rizzo and we got Savannah and these other big characters, but there's also there's Steven, there's Christina, there's we keep hearing Alex and Soph, and then you got Sophie and who else am I forgetting about? Is that it?
Sage, she's a wolf baby.
Oh, Sage, she's a wolf baby, right? Because I'm a wolf baby. I got 5. Jesus, where's that when you need it?
But the reality is, I'm a wolf baby. I'm ready to eat her.
I quote that a lot. She will tell you.
That and the enemies.
My enemies are. You don't have
My enemies are blood. I don't have to play it right now, but
but like those two, I quote all the time.
Mm-hmm. It's a commitment. My enemies are plotting, but it's always a good one. Yeah, so. Where was I? Yeah, who else is? Is there anyone else that I forgot him on the season? Christina. Christina's. I agree with you. I feel like somebody who's very likely to be in the final 3, very likely to get no votes, and will just be there. So it's sort of dragged to the end, especially with this idol now, because I don't think anyone's gonna let's flush her idol out. No one's gonna care. They're gonna care about the potential of her using the idol on somebody else. But
you know what I think is gonna happen? She's gonna tell Soph. And Soph's gonna use the knowledge's power and take it to save herself.
I forgot about the knowledge's power advantage. That would be.
I was kind of hoping that she's gonna end up using it, and they've now littered the field with advantages. That is is she gonna steal it from Savannah? Steal a vote? Is she gonna steal Rizzo's idol? Is she gonna steal Christina's idol? Who knows?
Well, yeah, maybe this is all setting up a really dynamic set of advantage plays that are still to play out here. It would be interesting to see that happen. I forgot about that knowledge's power until you just mentioned it. Although they did mention it, I think, in the previous episode.
Yeah,
not tonight, I don't think. But
because it didn't become a factor.
Not a factor right now. But Christina, but who knows if she has some big moves, she could win over a couple. What if MC all of a sudden's maybe Christina, and Nate gets down with that, and who knows? So
who knows?
You want to look ahead to the next episode. It's called "If You're Loyal to All, You're Loyal to None," and the merge will deepen. The game is turning surgical, and secret surface betrayals take root, and someone is about to learn that loyalty isn't a shield, it's a target. Let's have a look, everyone, at the next episode.
No, we are the most powerful trio in this. Dude.
Next time on Survivor. Wow, what a battle!
These people are literally obsessed with me.
He's coming for you, bro.
I want him out hard. This is not your game. This is mine.
Wow.
Reactions, anybody? If you're loyal to all, you're loyal to none. The divisions are happening here. Rizzo is calling them out.
Yeah. They're the most. So, do you believe them saying that they're the most powerful people in the game? Does that mean that Soph explains to Rizzo and Savannah that she has the knowledge's power, so each of 3 of them have an advantage, and that's why he made that statement?
We're the most powerful trio. Is that in terms of that? Yeah, that could be. Okay. Foster, do you have any thoughts?
I don't think that I don't think Rizzo's going to last very long.
You think this could be Rizzo's swan song coming up here?
Yeah, again, I think he's playing too cocky, like we talked about earlier, right? He's a little bit too. I think this is another one of those classic misdirections. He may not be voted out next episode, but it's they're going to fall far from grace in terms of they have power.
Okay. Where did that go? Yeah. So, I'm kind of cheering for Rizzo at this point. Honestly, I'm kind of liking him. Like Jaemeel, I feel like he would like Rizzo because he's got like that wrestler's cockiness. You know, he's kind of got that whole heel energy. No,
It's too squirmy. Too squirmy.
What do you mean squirmy?
Squirmy. You see him. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have the confidence and the swagger of a Johnny Fairplay. So no.
All right. Well, fair enough. That answer genuinely impressed me. Okay. So, any final thoughts, everyone, before we sign off here for tonight?
No.
Okay.
Good.
Well, thanks for being with us, everyone, here on Super Mario Bros. Podcast for another review of a Survivor episode. This one, Hot Grim Reaper. Which we said we'll be back for the next one. It's called If You're Loyal to All, You're Loyal to None. And check out our other sister channel, the Live Long and Podcast channel, the Star Trek channel, where we do Star Trek reviews, For All Mankind reviews. Also, Jason R. Phillips, he couldn't be here tonight because he was a big meeting at the condo board. But tomorrow on Hey, Did You See This One? They're going to be reviewing the movie Dick Tracy. And I told him, man, I've watched that movie so many times. So it'll be worth checking out tomorrow.
Oldie but a goodie.
Might have to be in the comments for that one because I love that movie. It is the high point of Madonna's career, her entire career, right?
Her entire life, really.
Yeah, that movie. It is the best thing she's ever
I
done.
didn't know she was in it.
Yeah, she's
in it.
Pony. Her album "I Am Breathless" I love and own on CD and on vinyl. It is great.
It's a good album.
You know what's in the yellow?
Yes, Dick Tracy, right?
Yeah.
And Cosmo Kramer plays the kid.
And they're like gangsters?
Well, Dick Tracy,
gangsters and cops, and
he's a cop. He is
Dick
the cop.
Tracy.
Dick Tracy.
Warren Beatty
is a cop. Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
Who is the
movie came out in like the 80s?
90. It came out in 1990. It's got like Al Pacino. It's got
1990.
Dustin Hoffman's in it.
Dustin Hoffman's in it.
Oh, shit.
Right? I think Warren Beatty is the actor who has played
That's
the character.
not the one with the duck, is it?
The
No,
duck?
that's Howard the Duck.
Oh,
Howard the Duck. Warren Beatty is the actor to have played a character for the longest period of time. So he is still playing Dick Tracy because he owns all the rights.
But he hasn't played him again.
Yes, he has. So every couple of years, he makes.
Sorry, not you.
Okay. He's like, I'm tired of this Dick Tracy talk.
Foster's like, I didn't know I was even a Dick Tracy podcast. But
every couple of years, Warren Beatty goes on, I think either AMC or TM Turner Movie Classics TMC, and does an interview with Leonard Matlin, I think, a film critic, that is presented as like a TV special where Warren Beatty is dressed up and is playing the character of Dick Tracy. He does so that he can retain the rights of the movie because the original studio did not want him to make a sequel, and they were trying some funny business. He was able to retain the rights doing these specials, and he's going to continue doing the specials until he, one, makes a sequel, which won't happen, or two, and it's coming up soon, where Dick Tracy goes into public domain. Right, so he's screwing over the company that was trying to screw him, to ensure that they're not able to make the movie outside of public domain.
Well, that's interesting. Well, okay. Well, that
35
was
years.
We quit the deep dive into Dick Tracy's creative rights, but glad we've figured that one out. Thank you, Jaemeel. And I'll just say, not the bath, big boy, not the bath. And we'll see you next time. All right. Okay. We'll leave you here with Riz God. Good night, everyone.
And now, the man, the myth, the legend, R-I-Z-G-O-D, Riz God, baby, has some tools in his toolbox to work with in this game.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, Did You See This One? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mario Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.